Lesson we will be looking at how to turn or write decimals as a fraction in its lowest term. So how do you turn a decimal into a fraction and write it in its lowest terms? Here we've got the number 0.7. Okay, so I want to see how did we get to 0.7. But first of all, let's start off with the number 7. So 7 goes under the units heading. So to turn that into 0.7, you have to take it one place to the right, which is same as dividing by 10. So to go from 7 to 0.7, you have to divide by 10, which can be written like this. So if you want to write 0.7 as a fraction, you can write it as 7/10 or 7/10. Same with 0.9. Well, here's number 9. How do you turn that into 0.9? We have to take it one place to the right, so that it becomes 0.9, and taking it one place to the right is the same as dividing by 10. So we can write that as 9/10. So 0.9 as a fraction is 9/10 or 9/10. 0.8, again we'll have 8 here. How to turn that into 0.8? We have to divide it by 10, so it goes one place to the right. So to make 8 into 0.8, we have to do 8 divided by 10, which we can write as a fraction like this. Okay, so it's 8/10 or 8/10. However, that's not the end of the story here, because 8/10 can be simplified because they're both even numbers, so that means they can both be divided by 2. So if I divide 8 by 2, I get 4, and if I do 10 divided by 2, I get 5, which can be written like this. So half of 8 is 4 and half of 10 is 5. The rule is whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do the same to the top. So because I've divided the bottom by 2, I will do the same to the top. Now we're going to use 2 digits. Okay, 0.12. So 0.12, let's start with 12. That's the whole number. How do you turn 12 into 0.12? Well, it has to go 2 places to the right. So let's do that. So 1 place to the right will be like this, and 2 places to the right will be 0.12. So because I've moved it 2 places to the right to go from 12 to 0.12, is 12 divided by 100. Now 12 divided by 100, if we were to simplify it, okay, because they're both even numbers, that means they can both be divided by 2, it would look like this. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do the same to the top. 100 divided by 2 is 50, 12 divided by 2 is 60. But that's still not the end of the story, because they're still even numbers. I can divide them both by 2. So whatever is the bottom, you do the same to the top. 50 divided by 2 is 25, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. But it's better to write it like this, with the equals lining up, with the equal sign lining up. So 0.12 as a fraction is 12 divided by 100, but that needs to be simplified, so it becomes 6/50. All I've done is divide the top and the bottom by 2, and then 6/50 can also be simplified into 3/25. One last example, I've got 0.326. Well, 0.326 will have started like that. The 3 under the hundreds, 2 under the tens, 6 under the units. So if I divide by 10, it will look like that. Still not 0.326. If I divide by, if I move one more place to the right, so it's divided by 100 now, it's 3.26. If I move one more place, which means I divided by 1000, it becomes 0.326. Okay, so I've had to move it 3 places to the right, so that means I have to have 3 zeros. I'll do it one more time. So 1, 2, 3 to become 0.326. So because I moved to the right 3 places, is 326 divided by 1000. You can see there's 3 zeros because I've moved 3 places to the right. But is that the end of the story? No, it's not, because they're even numbers, which means I can divide the top and the bottom by 2 and get that. So half of 326 is 163, and half of 1000 is 500, and that's the final answer. So 0.326, because I have to move 326 3 places to the right, 1, 2, 3, it's 326 divided by 1000. An easy way to remember that is because it moves 3 places to the right, there should be 3 zeros there. Okay, and then you have to simplify it to get 163 over 500. I hope you find that useful. Please leave a review, and if you're a Stepney Green School student, please leave your name and form.